easy.
This is an example of the Rapid Deploy Safe Room system in action. According to Jillian Brooks of WBRC News, the Rapid Deploy Safe Room is a fold-out room that can expand in less than 10 seconds. It provides a ballistic shield in case of an active shooter or serve as an emergency shelter during severe weather. It's a floor-to-ceiling whiteboard pressed up against the wall when not in use. When expanded, it locks from the inside and it can only be unlocked with a key. Now, you should know that 2 classrooms currently have the Rapid Deploy Safe Room system set up in Cullman, Alabama. And these were made by KT Security Solutions, who, just last year, were creating ballistic shelters for the military. Following the events of Uvalde, Texas, Kevin Thomas, the founder and CEO of the company, shifted his ideas on how to better protect students and teachers from an active shooter emergency. And before I continue, I would just like to say that while there are positives and negatives to this initiative, a plus being, I'm glad we're finding newer, bigger, better shields for the kids, and a minus being, do something about the guns that we have to shield the kids from. A news report out of Cullman County, Alabama about these shelters stated that local leaders are hoping for more state and federal funds to provide more of these safe havens in classrooms. Hey, remember the newly built high school in Michigan that was designed with hiding places and curved hallways to make things harder for mass shooters? Anyway, with that in mind, and this country willing to tolerate gun violence in schools, this reminds me of other ills of the world which impacts children that America is willing to put up with.
If government can protect kids from the sick radical left, shouldn't they also protect kids from hunger? Wouldn't it make sense to strengthen food stamps and have school lunch be free, since some kids are in school lunch debt? Well, I mean, if you are a parent, school lunches are not going to solve the problem of child hunger at any serious level. If there is a problem of children actually starving, that is a child endangerment scenario in which CPS needs to be called. If you're talking about like actual child starvation, the truth is it does not take that much money to feed a child. I know I have 3 of them. You should be feeding your child before you feed yourself. It's that simple. There's a much deeper problem at work than school lunches if kids are legitimately starving.
Ben Shapiro, a multi-millionaire who has the ability to feed himself and his 3 kids, said, "You should be feeding your child before you feed yourself." And that assumes there's any food to go around. He would rather call CPS than to provide meals to those who are starving. Kids are at school for more than 8 hours. That's a third of their day. It's essentially their jobs, and they don't maintain the ability to feed themselves. What kind of intellectual gladiator would say, out loud, with their mouth, that school lunches are not going to solve the problem of child hunger at any serious level? It does not take that much money to feed a child. And yeah, it doesn't take that much money to feed a child. That's why we should feed them school lunches. Ben, what happened to you?
Think you're better than me, Paul? You think it's because you're hanging here all day, you're higher than me, you're better than me? Yeah, well, I don't miss you. You're not. I'm a bodyguard. I can think. Yeah, you are not better than me at all. Yeah, I'll teach you.
I recognize that there's a high likelihood that this is not really a video of Ben Shapiro, but it looks like him and is the best illustration of someone like him beating himself by saying something like, "Food won't fix hunger." Whether it's school shootings or school lunch debt, I'm just hoping that anyone in power from any administration can protect the kids from starvation, a slow death, and firearms, a rapid death. Both are deadly. Neither are being addressed by Republican politicians and red state legislators or conservative pundits. This Tennessee governor knows that he dressed in drag when he was younger, but it didn't keep him from passing anti-drag legislation. You can find a link for this video in the description below. For more of my content, look for me on my YouTube channel called We Gonna Be Alright, or click on the Jeff Wiggins hashtag. And as always, my architect knows Japanese.